Hello, lads and ladies, and welcome back for another stream on the channel. It is Sunday, the 28th of July. League One Live is back, 13 weeks away. Yes, a long time away. 91 days ago, we last sat here and reviewed Sky Bet League One. We've had playoff streams, we've had an end of the season video. We've had a couple of weeks/months off. The videos have been back. Let me know if you can see and hear me. That is the most important one. But before we do so, let's bring him in. Now, over the summer, there's been loads of signings. There's been over 220 signings in League One. I tried to bring numerous different YouTubers or vloggers to the channel. Unfortunately, the budget has been low because of extra shows. You've got a League Two live stream on a Monday now. The budget has been cut. So we have to make ends meet with him. He's back as a pay-as-you-appear contract.
Hold on a minute, mate. Hold on a minute. This is a League One show, isn't it, Ben? Have I got that right? This is a League One show. And what the bloody hell are you doing here? How have you got here? It's like Peter Crouch and Abby Clancy, me and you at the minute, isn't it? You do not deserve to be here. You deserve to be just a little bit lower. Just another league lower. But how are you, Ben? You okay?
Talking about leagues lower. Fancy going again? League Two live tomorrow. We'll have myself and Josh here at 8 o'clock tomorrow. But before
Josh
we do so,
Josh Hedges.
What a signing, saucy.
Yes,
but again, let me know if you can see and hear me. Let me get in the comment section below. Tonight, we're going to discuss all 24 Sky Bet League One team and have a look at the business, rank the best signings so far and give them a ranking out of 10. Let's have a look at the comments. Hello, Zach. Hope you're well. Hello, Sue. Thank you for joining. Welcome back. Welcome to James. Welcome to our good favourite Links.
I think James has got lost as well because isn't he a Cheltenham fan?
Shut up. Horrible, you. You've only nicked 2 of the players and now you're having a go.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know, innit?
Come on, the boys. Hello, Ben. Hope you're well. Bristol Rovers playoffs this year.
We said it last year, didn't we?
Well,
someone said it last year.
As long as Promise isn't shooting, you might be all right. Good evening, Ben and Jake. Up the Brewers. A lot of Burton fans in here already. As well,
we'll be seeing you in a couple of weeks, David.
Will Burton be humbled? They are doing a Man City in League One. Yes, big budget, but a big football club for the division. Sounding great, all loud and clear. Be nice, absolutely as well. Get liking as well if you haven't already. That'd be massively appreciated. And let's get on with it. Barnsley have strengthened their squad with the signings of Roberts from Birmingham and Conor Hourihane. The prodigal child returns to Oatwell after his spell at Derby County and Aston Villa. Both of them 33. They also brought in young Connor Barrett from Sheffield United. Darryl Clark came into the football club to replace the old gaffer as well. 25-man squad they've got now. An old couple of players. They didn't really have anyone over 30 last year. It was all between 21 and 29. The odd 30-year-old in there as well. So they've increased the average age. Obviously, some big players have gone out of the football club as well, which we'll discuss. How do you rate their window so far?
Yeah, really good. I think it's also what they've been able to keep. Luke O'Connell was a big worry, I think, for a lot of Barnsley fans when they didn't get promoted, worrying whether they'd be able to keep him. Fabio Jallo, I know, is someone that Barnsley would have liked to keep a hold of as well. He's been linked with lots of Premier League clubs and moves across Europe. I'll tell you who you didn't mention there, Ben. You mentioned 3 of probably more recognisable ones, but Matthew Craig and Jackson Smith, obviously both performing really well in League Two last year. Jackson Smith, an exceptional keeper for Walsall, didn't start in the team for them, but worked his way past Owen Evans, who's now at Cheltenham, I believe. And then Matthew Craig, well, I mean, I saw it firsthand. Shut up, Wardy. Did everyone know that Oxford got promoted to the Championship? Because him and Tom didn't say it enough in their just another month, did they? Championship. I can't believe we're saying it. All right, Wardy. It'd be nice to last a year, won't it? Anyway, Matthew Craig, Ben, on loan from Tottenham, is a fantastic pickup. He was unbelievable for Doncaster last year, and was a real catalyst in that winning run that they went on. So I think Barnsley's business is really good. I think they still need to add a couple more, maybe going forward. They're missing the presence of Devante Cole up front. They've not really got another sort of striker. So yeah, I think they've still got bits to do. But Darryl Clark, you trust him to get the players working hard and get them in.
Links has just become a channel member again. Thank you very much, Links. And if you want to join as a channel member, you can do so down below. Now, down below, we're uploading 1 video per week. Extra, we're currently editing 2 videos to go out. So between Monday and Sunday next week is a double upload as well. One should be going out Tuesday time and one later in the week, ranking how much I like football clubs and a nice video at the end of the month as well coming as well. So I've been time out. Over 50 members as well. Yeah, you get a mention in it as well. Quite highly, yeah. Back on and you can also access 15 previous videos as well. Birmingham, 7th current biggest squad. And by that, I mean members of the first team squad. They brought in the likes of Mark Leonard, which is a superb signing. Now, one thing I like about, I'll leave the obvious one for you to say, because I know you won't be very happy if I name the big 2. Mark Leonard, in the last 2 seasons, has played 91 of 92 games available to him as well. Yeah. So, which is really, really good. He has started of which 83. So out of 92 games, he started 83 games, which is unbelievable and similar to Alfie May, which I'll let you discuss in a bit as well. Emil Hansen has joined the football club as well. There's a couple of others that I'll let you try and pronounce as well, but they're getting stick for spending money. But why wouldn't you? They've let a lot of players go that realistically, if they had a B team, they could easily probably squeeze into the playoffs or still be better than a lot of other clubs. I think the likes of Gardner, who's gone to Cambridge. They've let a lot of the older pros go that have not been rotting them away, but have got them into this situation. But they've got a new manager now in Davis. I think that they're rejuvenated, and it feels sometimes when you start a new era, sometimes a relegation can reunite you. I look at Sunderland. I think that although they became a bit stagnant last year, you've got to remember they went up and got into the playoffs and lost to Luton, who were unbelievable. You look at Ipswich that went back to back. You look at like the Sheffield United when they were down here, it rejuvenated and got into the Premier League. You look at Portsmouth, it took a while, but they rejuvenated in the back wherever they were. Plymouth. So these big football clubs come down, and it's bad to get relegated. And you don't want to be in League One. Derby are in it for 2. It's good to be in. It's okay to have 2 seasons. You want to get up in 1, but getting promoted and going back into the Championship, other than finishing 15th in the Championship this year, then 15th in the next, I think if Blues coming down and going back up again will be much better than finishing mid-table. I know they'll be getting more money for that doing mid-table, but as a fan perspective, winning games of football can hence your enjoyment, get fans back into it. And when Birmingham are rocking at St Andrews, it's unbelievable. I've been to St Andrews, but not to watch Birmingham play, to watch Fleetwood away at Coventry. And it's a great ground. I love my trip there as well. And I know that they've sold the tickets out, and they'll be in the droves, and they're going to be a hell of a force to stop next year.
Yes, Blues are just replacing the likes of Wednesday and Ipswich and Sunderland at this level, aren't they? But I think they've been sleepwalking into relegation for the last sort of 10 years. You look at their finishes. I don't know if you remember, Ben, they stayed up on the final day away at Bolton. Paul Caddis scored don't get me excited, George, a 95th minute winner or equaliser to keep them up away at Bolton. But you look at the new ownership model with Tom Brady's in there as well, isn't he? They're doing it right. They went through a vigorous recruitment process for a manager. They interviewed 40 candidates, I think. Chris Davis, obviously, we spoke about him in one of the roundups, Ben, didn't we? Being Leicester, Tottenham, I think he was at Liverpool and Celtic as well. But look, you can't knock the recruitment. Yeah, they've got money to spend, but they're doing it because they have to spend it this summer. If they don't, they could well be in bother, with the independent regulator coming in from the 25-26 season. So, like you've already mentioned, Mark Leonard, he was the one player that I was going to mention. He's phenomenal. Like Luke's mentioned there, I think, he's going to be one of the better players in the league this year. He was phenomenal for Northampton. I even had him in my team of the season last year. But like you mentioned, the ones that you couldn't pronounce, Alex Cochrane from Hearts, who they brought for £1 million. Christoph Clara from Darmstadt. They're a Bundesliga team, Ben, or they've recently been in the Bundesliga. So shows you the ambition they've got there. Willem Thor Williamson, or Thor is he's better known, from Go Ahead Eagles. I think that deal is worth up to €4 million. That's that's sort of similar to Will Grigg sort of money, if you remember when Sunderland bought Will Grigg. So look, they're spending money. They've also brought experience in Alfie May, like the one we wanted to talk about. League Two got top scorer. He's almost a guaranteed 25 goals at this level. And if he scores 25 goals for Blues this year, they're going to get to where they want to be. But I like Bailey Peacock Farrell, got promoted from before out this level with Sheffield Wednesday. Was
a year before. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's been a part
in the playoff semi-finals.
But he's been with a team where the same expectation. And Ryan Alsop as well. I know he's certainly played at this level before, been around the Championship. So the business and Blues is smart. I think what they need to do, and then if they can do, they've got Siriki Dembele, who they want to try and keep a hold of, and also James in midfield, who I know that they want to keep a hold of, but he's been linked with a move to Ipswich for £10 million. So look, I like Blues' recruitment, and they should walk the league, Ben. They should walk the league because they've spent the most money. They'll have the biggest gate probably. They've got one of the best managers in terms of reputation in coaching circles. So I'm really intrigued to see how they get on because
Skubala.
Yeah, and I said one of the best managers in terms of coaching circles. Obviously, like the great Skubala.
Context, if you are new here, and if you are new, please subscribe down below. We're trying to get to 15,000 subscribers by the start of the season. So if you could subscribe and like the stream, it'd be massively appreciated. Well, this is a regular thing on a Sunday night, these live streams. Sunday night, 8 o'clock, we go live after every match. We can discuss it. We could be on for an hour. We could be on for an hour and a half. That's how it is on these shows.
Knowing us, mate, it could be 3 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's demand for it, we'll be there. I also think Lucas Jukovic is obviously still the football club. He's 35 now. Played in a pre-season friendly yesterday. What I mean by this, I think he could be pivotal because he's been at Blues a long time. He knows the expectations. So for these young players, like Mark Leonard's 22 years of age, he's a young player and he's shone at Northampton. Northampton get strong 5, 6, 7,000, 8,000 potential gates and are a club that expect. But there's Northampton probably down here. Blues are up here. Blues, it's a
different stratosphere.
Feed the Uke, he's going to be vital in that. In terms of the dressing room, he might only play 15, 20, 25 games, and these are 15, 20 minutes off the bench to bring him on and hold the ball up. Because like Alfie May likes running in behind, to get them on two together, I think he could be crucial as a dressing room diamond. And then you look at the likes of Cameron Jerome, Bodvarsson at Bolton are similar figures as well. I think it's very key that you have one of those types of players in an area of the pitch, and it's a forward area and Birmingham skill got it. Alfie May has scored 66 goals in his last 3 seasons, which is unbelievable. That's a 0.51 goals per game, 66 in 128. He just turned 31 at the start of the month. He signed a 3-year deal and left Charlton Athletic Football Club. So,
do you remember when we said we were going to take 3 minutes on each team? We've just done like 8
yeah,
minutes
well, we're back. Get like and subscribe for in-depth information. Blackpool, I've signed Jordan Rhodes, Ashley Fletcher. Now, Ashley Fletcher, although he hasn't started a lot of games, the leagues include the foreign league, the Premier League, the Championship.
Which foreign league, Ben? Where did he play? What league?
I couldn't tell you. 4 goals in 71. 4 goals in 71 for Ashley Fletcher.
Where did he play? You waffle.
I think it's a Spanish club. 4 goals in 71 for the boy. I like the signings of Coulson. I think Ashworth is a smart signing. And Jordan Rhodes.
New York Red Bulls. It was MLS.
Oh, was it? Right, yeah. Jordan Rhodes has come back in after scoring 17 goals last year and a free. Jordan Rhodes, I don't know if you saw the picture of him yesterday next to... there was 2 of them in the picture. He looks very, very slim, very lean as well, which you'd expect from Jordan Rhodes. And they have also signed Lee Evans, who's still only 30, turned 30 last week. Lee Evans, a footballer, not the comedian. Neil Critchley's still at the helm. Not a great pre-season so far. They've still sold a decent number of season tickets, 7,000 sold there as well, which is, great support at this level as well. Where do you reckon with Blackpool this year? Because I still think they may be 4 or 5 short. I still think they need a right back because CJ Hamilton is a good player as a winger. He is not a right wing back. And while he is still right wing back, while they're still playing a back 3, I think if they went to a 4-back and he played right midfield or played 4-3-3 and got him out there a different team, at this moment in time, I can't see Blackpool challenging near the top 6 this year.
No, neither. It's not as good as the business last year, Ben, is it whatsoever? I like how they've been able to retain the two of the good loanees. Obviously, they've missed out. Well, they're going to miss out on the big one, Karamoko Dembele. But bringing Jordan Rhodes and Hayden Coulson back will add a bit of continuity for Blackpool this year, I think. Coulson was quite a handy pickup. But they've also brought in another left-back, haven't they? Zach Ashworth, who was on loan at Bolton last year. Rave reviews at Burton. Sorry, a pigeon just flew extremely close to my window and I've got it open. But yeah, I agree. I think their job will be to replace the productivity of Karamoko Dembele. Clearly a freak talent at this level, probably one of the best loanees that we'll ever see at this division. If they can bring in another creative 10, maybe a different option up front, maybe someone that's going to run in behind in the stretch games. But also, I think at the back, they've lost Marvin Ekpoteta, and that's a huge loss. He's gone to Hibs. So I think they could probably do with recruiting one or two in that area as well. But I think Blackpool are probably going to finish at the minute. I mean, I won't give my predictions away, but a fair bit lower than where they ended up last year.
My League One predictions should be out next week. I'm still tossing and turning which one goes first, League Two or League One. Which one goes first? I'm thinking League Two and leave League One because that's the main one in my. I tell you, Steve, I'm more excited for League One this year than I ever have been before. So
I bet you are because you don't have to lose in it every week.
Yeah, exactly. Like Roy Evans said, quite like the summer. We don't lose many matches, and believe me, we've not lost yet. I'll tell you what, we've lost once since the start of April. We've only played 4 games, played Bamber Bridge, Rochdale, St Mirren and Hart, but we're doing well. Going on to Bolton, Chris Farino, 90 games for Wycombe over the last 3 seasons, which strong record. Only started 19 last year. Lolos, great signing, 18 goal contributions, 13 of which was goals last year for Crawley, all the way from the National League South. I really like the signing of Scott Arfield, who played over 100 times for Burnley, over 200 times for Rangers as well. Luke Southwood, what goalkeeping competition that is. You said on Twitter, Burton, you think Burton in Crowcombe and Easted have got a good goalkeeper competition there. Yep. Baxter and Luke Southwood, I think, come very, very close. I think because of their ages. I really like Burton, but I think Bolton's strength in depth, your goalkeepers. They've not really lost anyone bar Paris Magoma, which is strong, which is always, vital. Bolton always rely on a good loan, a Connor Bradley, a Paris Magoma, a James Trafford. They had Fossey. Was it Fossey a few years ago from Fulham as well, who got them out of League Two? I think it was their first season in League One as well. And you've got to remember, Premier League clubs are only just starting to report back. And a lot of their kids this year have gone on tours to America, to wherever they've gone, because the players are coming from the Euros or the Copa America. So the young players are filling in the gaps. So it'll be a while until the Premier League players empty the Waitrose bins and let out to Championship, League One and League Two as well. So I think Bolton will I think Bolton will bring a couple of star signings in before the window shuts. And so far, the business, I think, has been a 7 out of 10. They've not gone and got stronger. I think Lawless has made them a bit stronger, but I'd probably say they've gone from here to about there. You get me?
Yeah, it's difficult with Bolton, isn't it? Because their expectation will be to finish in the automatics, but their business so far isn't really showing that. And I think with certain teams coming down and other teams around them getting stronger, I think they're going to have to fight for a top 6 berth this year. I do like Southwood. I like Farino. Clyde Lolos is someone that really excites me, Ben. He was unbelievable in that playoff final that we went to, Crew Crawley, and he was fantastic in League Two last year. I think he can go a long way into filling the void of what Paris Magoma, but Bolton have still got Baxter. They've still got Santos, who didn't have a great playoff final. They've still got Josh Sheehan. They've still got Dion Charles. They're going to be a dangerous outfit, and Aaron Collins as well. So I'm expecting Bolton to be very competitive, but like you say, work needs to be done for them to catch up with some of the rest of the pack.
Bristol Rovers signed Isaac Hutchinson, who had 23 goal contributions, 12 goals, 11 assists last year, and was unbelievable. Rule Satori scored 11 goals in League One, started well, ended a lot on the bench as well. Some good signings in Lindsay, I think it's a good signing as well. What do you think about their business so far this year? Because the average age is about 23, 24. So they've youngened the squad as well. John Marcus has gone out to Shrewsbury. They've got better, I think, but there's now pressure on Matt Taylor because they didn't end last season well enough. I think did they lose 7 of the last 8? They weren't great at all. They were on the beach, weren't the definition.
Yeah, I think some of the signings have been great. I think they did 7 signings in 7 days. Isaac Hutchinson, probably the pick of the bunch, like you say, linked up really well, actually, ironically, with Freddie Draper at Walsall last year, which probably made his numbers look better because Freddie Draper knows how to finish. But an excellent signing, Rule Satori, like you mentioned. I really like Joel Senior, Bennett Morecambe. I think he was one of the outstanding right wing back or the right backs in League Two last year. Josh Griffiths as well, someone that I know really well. Probably one of the, it sounds harsh, but one of the worst keepers to play for Lincoln in recent years. But when you consider we've had Lucas Jensen, Carl Rushworth, Alex Palmer, you can understand why.
He's not a bad fourth choice, is he?
He's not a bad fourth choice. I also like Michael Forbes. I know a lot of Rovers fans won't have seen a lot of him, but West Ham under 21 captain. He's played for Northern Ireland with JJ McKinnon, so I've seen a bit of him. Taylor Moore, obviously cut it at this level with Taylor Moore. Tell
me more.
No, I'll tell you more about Taylor Moore. Well, he went out to France, didn't he? Which is quite bizarre. But he's also played for Bristol City.
I love his chant at Sheffield United, you know.
What, Taylor Moore?
More. How do you like it? More.
They've tried to bring in a little bit of difference at the back. Clinton Mola, who I think was actually really tidy for Reading. I'm unsure that Bryant Belongo, but he's probably got one of the best names in football. And then obviously there's the big one that they've splashed reportedly 600 grand on Promise on a Cherry, who just looks a lot like Boston Lawal, if you ask me, Ben.
100 grand. 500,000 pounds.
I mean, I said to you, I remember when it got rumoured and we spoke about it. I couldn't believe they spent that amount of money. I think you could understand.
Yeah,
Bristol Rovers paid 300 grand for him. I could understand. But 600.
He's still young. Don't get me wrong. He's young. His physique is massive. He's strong. He can hold the ball up. It's like when I played you at football. You just can't get him, can't get round him, can't get through him.
Was he the lad on loan at Celtic that got sent off against? Oh no, that's all right. Boston as well, wasn't
it? But he's strong, and you can't get the ball off him. He is physically strong. Don't get me wrong, but he's kind of like his body and his legs sometimes aren't together, and he's a bit messy, a bit disorganized, and it's a bit like giving a kid spaghetti bolognese with his legs sometimes. A bit
I'm giving you spaghetti bolognese.
No, shut up. But when you get Promise, if you give Promise 2 seconds and he's got to hit it, he's a very, very good player and he'll score goals. Many times last year, Blackpool away, 15 minutes into the game, he's on halfway, he brings the ball down really well, rolls off his leg. That's exactly what I mean. It's similar at Lincoln. He rolls off his leg and luckily ends up scoring, but at Blackpool he misses 2 sitters, and he should have scored 15 goals last year. All 11 of his goals in League One were in the box for Fleetwood. He scored some crucial goals for us, don't get me wrong. One at home to Blackpool was a good one. I like him as a lad. I think he's a good player. I wanted to keep him, don't get me wrong, but I think he'll score between 10 and 13 goals next year for Bristol Rovers. I think that if he can sharpen up in front of goal, he'll be a hell of a player. Is he worth £500,000? No. I think he's probably worth 253. But in a year's time, he'll probably be worth 4, 5. And then in maybe 2 years, probably worth 6, 7, 8. Right now, Fleetwood Town need to get as much money in as we can because of the over the £1 million. So we have to take £500,000 where Bristol Rovers can take a gamble on him. And I think at Bristol Rovers, if he settles in there and the fans are patient with him, they've got a good player.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you're negotiating with Fleetwood, who are probably along with Peterborough, one of the worst sides to negotiate with when it comes to getting a fee for one of their players.
If you can just but he's come from Ireland as well, so we see that he's a totally different league.
Some of them are
Promise
all
is
right, mate.
also, I'll tell you one other thing about Promise, he's perfect for 60 minutes. He's a good player. I think that he's one of the better players, for you that you could sign for that amount of money for 60. But the issue is, he can't go and do it for 80, 85, 90. He lost 6 kilo in 3 months, he promised, and he's lost more since coming back from pre-season. So he's physically lean as well. Obviously, from Ireland, it's a different culture. You're playing Fridays, you're not training as much. But you just need to be patient with him, and he'll get goals as well. We'll move on from Bristol Rovers as well.
We've got quite a lot here, Ben, to talk about.
Yeah, and we're only at Burton, and we're 25 minutes in.
Yeah, I know, but also in the fact that they've signed like 20 players nearly.
Yeah, it's hard. Go on, give us a quick run through before we go through to Burton.
What you want to give you a quick run through of all the players that they've signed?
Oh, well, we're going to Burton if you want, or it's up to you.
Well, we've done Bristol Rovers.
There we are.
I'm not giving Ben
Darrell any. Because have you, son?
Yeah, we're not having any more Bristol Rovers.
Burton brought
where do you want to start, Ben? Where do you want to start?
Well, I've got a good 10 listed here. Harry Yee said he's a great signing. Orsi.
Danilo.
Yeah, scored 25 goals in all comps last year. Serrara from Shrewsbury is coming. Elliot Watt, great signing from Salford. Identical replacement for Powell, I would say, as well. Whitefield as well. Billy Bowden, the experienced man, comes from Oxford. Used to play for Bristol Rovers, legend down there as well. Van Kooten.
Talk about overpaying.
As well. £500,000. So, new owners, new manager, about 17 new players, of which 7 are injured. So that's a great start. Departures, average age of 28. Arrivals, 24.4. So they've lowered the age kind of gap. But Therese has played, Van Kooten has played over 200 times for Stevenage. He's a bit of a club stalwart. Been there 7 or 8 years now. He actually scored his first goal for the football club in the league away at Carlisle United, I think it was, last year as well. So, yeah. What do you think about Burton's business?
Well, obviously they lost a lot of players in the summer, didn't they? A lot, and they've had this big rebuild with the takeover. I understand. I've been speaking to David, the Burton fan from Twitter, about them, and they're being very open. They've been very transparent with the supporters. I like some of the business. I think Mark Robinson, I can understand why they brought him in and they've recruited the players that they have, because when you think about his time at Wimbledon, he was very much a developmental coach. He brought in a lot of youth players. Obviously, he showed that. He's gone to Chelsea, probably one of the best academies in the country. Clearly used those connections to get in Charlie Webster and Dillian Williams as well. But what I do like about Burton's recruitment, Ben, and you might have noticed this, they're not just shopping in English markets.
No.
They've signed people from Scandinavia. They've signed people from America, from Scotland, from non-league, from the Premier League, from other League One clubs. So they're doing some good business.
Pick and mix in there.
It's, however, when you bring in so many players, and from my understanding, from what David told me, they only played their first pre-season friendly yesterday, which is late. 2 weeks out for this, which is very late. And also, when you've got that many new players, they're all in the same boat, but it's going to take a lot of time to gel, a lot of time to work together, which is why I'm very grateful that we're playing them on the first game of the season, because I'm thinking we've got a lot of continuity, whereas they are going to be, well, how do I know where he's going to, do you know what I mean? So, look, I like some of the business. I think it's good. I think they've got assets that they can sell on in the future. Charlie Webster, certainly. But some of them...
Chelsea.
So yeah, some of them I'm surprised that they've made the step up. So Jack Armour, I didn't think was great for Carlisle. Ben Whitfield has made the jump up.
Good play at Barrow though.
Yeah, good play. There was another one, Bazrami. I saw him for Notts County last year. Didn't really make a lot of him, but potentially it could work. And then there's a lad from Crawley, Jack Hazelhurst. Really intrigued to see how he goes, because he's had rave reviews down the National League North. So, but lots of recruitment for Burton. And by the sounds of it, they're not finished, which is mental.
New manager, new owners, new players, new football club, new regime. It just feels like, and by the way, I say new football club, no longer little old Burton Albion. They want to be at the right end of this division. And for a club that finished one above the relegation zone last year and should have gone down, the left Patterson obviously let go very late, but that was probably due to the owners coming in, having a look at it, getting the right man, and bringing the right man in as soon as they could. Obviously, Patterson went to Huddersfield, didn't he, as assistant manager to Duff. So yeah, great business. Looking forward to seeing Burton. I think they might start slow. We've seen this before where there's loads of arrivals at the football club, but hopefully a nice 4-0 win on the start of the season.
If so, I won't.
2-0 in both halves, hey Tom. 2-0 in both halves. Cambridge United have brought in the likes of Shane Lavery, a good player at this level if kept fit, but unfortunately hasn't been able to play enough games. Gary Gardner's joined the football club, and Watts loan spells at Peterborough and Wigan for him. And they've also brought in Smith as well. Some good signings in there. Ryan Loft also joins the football club, 26 years of age, never really got going, whether it's been at Bristol Rovers or Port Vale. He needs lift off, and Cambridge is it. I think the business has been okay, but is it enough to pull them away from other competitors at this moment in time? I'm not quite sure.
You see, I'm quite big on Cambridge. I think they're going to stay up. I put a lot of trust in Gary Monk. When he came in, I thought they looked a lot better.
Solid, a while.
Yeah, Shane Lavery, I think, who put the ball in powerfully into the net. Ben, if you can remember on the opening day against Burton last season, as Wardy once described on T-Lop, I think he could come a good natural finisher to replace Lyle Taylor. I really like what they've done in the middle of the park. They've brought in Kel Watts. Really like him. Good spells at your favourite team, Wigan, and also at Plymouth. Corey Smith, ideal, dependable. Probably should have played for more minutes in a strong Derby team last year. But the one that I do like, Ben, and you'll remember this lad from Doncaster, Taylor Richards. He was on loan at Doncaster in the COVID season. I thought he was unplayable when we played them at our place, and has a lot of potential. And he's gone to QPR, and it's not quite worked out for him. But I think it's a really good move. I think he's played for Blues as well. If there's any Blues fans in the chat, make sure you let me know. But also bringing back Gibbons is a smart pickup. And they've brought in Vicente Reyes, Ben, from Norwich, who I believe was in the provisional Copa America squad. I think it was for Chile. So he's got to have some sort of caliber about him if he's going to get potentially called up for that. So I quite like Cambridge's business. I'm on the other side of it to you.
Yeah, Charlton obviously did sign Gaston Hadme. Now, obviously, was at Cambridge last year on loan. Yeah. He scored 4 in his last 8. Now, he was always promising as a young lad when he scored a load of goals in pre-season for Portsmouth 4 years ago, and then went to Burton. I think he scored 11 goals there in half a season, and then obviously he's had spells at Ipswich, has been to Cambridge, and to be fair, did well last year. He only started 29, but scored 11. He was injured and came back, and daylight saved the season again, didn't he, when the clocks went back and around Easter time. So it's a good signing. Matt Godden is an exceptional signing. He played 23 games in the Championship last year, did Matt Godden. He scored 50 in 156 games for Coventry. So that's 1 in 3. And last time he was in list level, when Coventry won the league, if you remember when it got called, he scored 14 in 26 and he was in Team of the Year. So it's a good signing. He is 33 tomorrow, Matt Godden. So happy birthday for tomorrow, Matt Godden. So they've gone out and got Gaston Hadme and Matt Godden, a young striker and experienced. I mean, Doherty has come in. He's got 50 appearances in the last 2 years for Hull, which is a great signing as well. Where do you make of this signing? I know they've signed someone else as well, which I'll let you discuss as well.
Thanks. Yeah, I like Greg Doherty, actually. He was quite an influential player from when Hull won the league in 2021, which was quite painful. But yeah, also you mentioned Luke Berry. Luke Berry's a phenomenal sign. Obviously worked with Nathan Jones before. Really like the look of that. Will Mannion's coming from Cambridge and Josh Edwards from Dunfermline. But of course, the one that you're teeing me up to talk about is Alex Mitchell, who was sensational on loan for Lincoln last year. I can understand why he's gone to Charlton. It's round the corner from home. He won't have to move. He will be loved by Charlton fans. You will enjoy him. He puts it all out. He even scores goals from offside positions away at Fleetwood. So I had to bring that up. Well, that one up, Ben.
That got us relegated.
Yeah, well, that's your own fault, isn't it? So yeah, no, Alex Mitch, great signing for Charlton. I think on the right of a back three. I think it can work with Gillespie on the left, and then maybe you need to bring in another one through the middle. I'm not too sure, but I certainly think it's an excellent signing. It's one that I would have liked Lincoln to have made, but I think Charlton are going to go really well this year. Hard to beat, which is laid the foundations, and now just need to go and score goals. But losing Alfie May, handing a promotion-winning striker to someone else, I think George deluded, isn't he?
I think it's a great signing. I just don't think Blackpool's strong enough for top two.
No, neither. Should we move on?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Crawley.
Where
they come from, Ben? Where Crawley come from?
Oh, our League Two. Welcome to the league, Crawley. Scott Lindsay, what a guy. Goodbye to Orsi, Adai, Gordon, Will Wright, Kelly, Lolos, Campbell, and Lawrence Maguire, who was on loan.
And the other one, and the left back. What's his name?
Go on.
I don't know it. I was asking you.
No, I'm asking you.
Notts County.
Go on.
No, I was asking you because I'm to Sula.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, I'll take that. But no, they've signed the likes of Scott Malone, experienced left back as well. Hepburn Murphy scored twice in a pre-season 6-3 defeat to Crystal Palace yesterday. They've also signed Junica Turner from Fleetwood Town at the age of 24. Never really in Charlie Adams' plans going into a 3-5-2. Not a wing back, not strong enough to be a midfielder, and a bit lightweight to go up front. Scored some great goals away at Barnsley as well, and away at Cheltenham. A luxury player, whereas in League Two, maybe a bit difficult. But at Crawley, I'm sure he'll get him off the feet in a typical signing. Young player that they can develop and then potentially sell on as well. I think Adai is the biggest loss that they'll have. I think losing Wright is a massive loss. Kelly going to MK Dons is criminal. And I think, obviously, you've lost a 23-goal striker last year in Orsi. The squad has been ripped apart, but it's them against the world. Scott Lindsay was favourite to finish bottom last year. I haven't got them currently bottom of my table.
Neither.
Yeah,
because I made the mistake last year of putting Crawley bottom, and I don't want to do it again. However, they're doing exactly what Crawley did last year, aren't they? They're recruiting from lower league. So you look at Holohan and Malarkey have come in from that fishy lot down the road. They've signed players from Welling, from Havant and Waterlooville. They've signed Russian Hepburn Murphy. One pickup that I do quite like is Joe Woolacott from the goalkeeper that was at Charlton and Swindon at this level before. I think he's a good pickup. Charlie Barker, a good young defender from Wealdstone. But the one that I really like, Ben, and obviously they've also brought in Mo Farr, not the Mo Farr that was scoring goals for Walsall and Doncaster last year, which I found interesting, but Josh Flint has come in from FC Volendam, the second division in Dutch football. I think he's having watched, and I know I'd say did a really good thread on him. HC Heath, the football scout on Twitter.
What a guy.
What a fella, by the way. Did a thread on him, and he looks an exceptional ball-playing defender. So I'm really excited. I mean, Crawley, they're doing what they do best. They're recruiting off the stats. They think they're going to have good recruitment. Do the outside world think it's good recruitment on the face of it? No, but under Scott Lindsay, it might just work. And for me, I'm sort of toying with putting Crawley outside of my bottom four together because that's how much people will underestimate them like they did last year. And they'll just shut you up. And I tell you what, Broadfield Stadium, I don't know if you've ever been.
Yeah, it's tight. It's like Highbury and Aki.
But it's got a lot more atmosphere than Highbury. It's tight, compact. It's going to be difficult to go to Crawley on a Tuesday night, which unfortunately we've got to do. So, yeah, I think they'll give a lot of teams good games at home. Whether they do it away from home, I don't know. But I think it's very Crawley, their recruitment. And I think it's got as much chance as paying off as it does not.
I'm just saying as well, I've had to get into a different T-shirt because I've been wearing a Fleetwood T-shirt all day.
All
it's
weekend,
not appropriate, is it, for this channel? But if you do want to see me tomorrow talk about Fleetwood and League Two, we've got a very special League Two live stream starting similar to this on a Monday evening. So if you fancy double nappers, get subscribed down below. We're currently at 39 likes. If we can get to 50 likes...
We're at 39 minutes better than we're on Exeter. So that's gone well, hasn't it?
Yeah, we're doing an hour and a half. That's been mentioned. Exeter signed 33-year-old Josh McGuinness and Woods from Hull. couple of nice additions, smarted up the squad a bit. Lost Alex Hartridge to Wycombe. Talk to me about Exeter, because they're a club that obviously together, all the staff, all the players, the management staff at the start of, the end of kind of June time did a 5K in the community together as well. And it just shows you how involved with the city they are. And that is crucial going into a season. The fans, the club, the ownership, all as one.
Yeah, I like some parts of Exeter's recruitment, and I'm a little bit curious about the others. The ones that I like, Ryan Woods was on loan there last year. Slotted in seamlessly. Josh McGuinness is a title-winning centre forward. He's won the title with Wigan. He's won the title with Hull. He knows what it takes to get out of this league. Not that Exeter will be wanting to do that, of course, but I think he adds a physical presence that they didn't have up top there last year. Also, the lad from Gateshead, Ed Francis, he had glowing reviews from National League accounts. He's one of those players similar to the likes of Macaulay Langstaff, having come through at Gateshead. Nice picture, Ben.
Going on the Instagram to promote.
Yeah. Joe Whitworth, I think, is a keeper that's earned a lot of good reviews. But from what I understand, Exeter have got their own sort of up-and-coming goalkeeper. I listened to Gab Sutton's EFL deep dive with them this morning. I can't remember the fella's name, but
you're a sucker for a Gab Sutton deep dive, aren't you?
Yeah, I love him, mate.
Way to your heart.
The way to my heart. But
you listen to it in the shower, don't you, Drake?
Do you know what? Actually, I listened to yours in the shower, Ben.
Yeah.
You did do yours, didn't you? However, I am a little bit curious. They've signed 3 lads from Scotland. Johnny Iefko from Rangers, Josh McMillan from Partick Thistle, and Jay Bird from Marlborough. I'm curious to see how that goes. Obviously, Caldwell being Scottish himself, you're never too sure how comparative the leagues are you, when you get beyond Celtic, Rangers, Aberdeen, Hearts and Hibs. So intriguing, but I think they could be all right, Exeter.
Dimitri Mitchell, obviously back from injury as
well.
well.
Someone take his Twitter off him. Oh, no. No, we ain't got to talk about Huddersfield, have we?
Now, Duff is a good manager, obviously, at League One level. Now, he likes signing players in the 20s that have had games under them, but not too old, that have got legs. They play a back 3, Duff's teams normally. Evans as an attacking midfielder, or you can play him out on the wide, or he potentially as a forward option as well, 25. Sorensen is 24, as a best right wing back in the league last year. And so good going forward, good defensively, good age, good lad, respectable, come from a good football club at League One level as well. Herbie Kane's coming as their rocket in midfield to add a bit of fight, a bit of steel, and the odd goal, the odd assist as well. Now, Herbie Kane and Phillips last year were the goals and assists. Luca Canal with the legs and made them tick, and basically said you basically didn't get the goals or assists, Luca Canal, but he made Herbie Kane and Phillips get the goals they did because of the job he did. So key there as well. Mikael Miller's 28 as well, former Plymouth of recent times as well. So they've signed 4 signings that are really good signings. And I think they've signed the best right wing back in the league, a really good attacking midfielder, and a really smart centre midfielder. So they've not signed many. Mikael Miller can play in multiple different
positions. They've got a title winner, though, in Mikael Miller, haven't they? He's won the title.
Yeah, can play left wing back as well. They've lost Redoni to Coventry, which I don't think is a massive, big fee. And it will basically help subsidise the club as well. Rumoured to go in for a certain Joe Taylor. And I've never heard of this bloke. He scored 11 goals for Colchester last year and 10 goals for Lincoln as well, after he didn't score in his first 5 or 6 as well. So as soon as he got one, he was off to an absolute fly. And the boy is a confidence player. And in coming down to League One, you'd think that he'd go and score 20 goals.
It's not happened yet, so let's just chill out, all right? Because Joe Taylor might not go to Huddersfield. So let's just relax, because it might not happen. We'll talk about the ones that did happen. Anthony Evans, Ben's obviously in the chat. He's a big Bristol Rovers fan. Thought he was amazing last year for Bristol Rovers. I'm surprised he's still in League One. I thought he might get a move up to the Championship, but very productive. I can see double figures for assists, maybe not goals, but Herbie Kane, like you mentioned, bit of bite in midfield. I think he's going to work really well. Mikael Miller left wing back, and then you've obviously got the main man going in at right wing back, Lars Sorensen. I've heard that as well, actually, Hugh, from from one or two people. But yeah, what a player, what a right wing back, best in the division by some distance for me. Offensively going forward, I remember the Charlton game in October. He had 11 shots at goal. Ben, shows you what he can do going forward. His energy and just as a bloke as well. And I'll tell you this little anecdote. Jack was really struggling to get to games links, and I asked the club to do me a signed shirt. They did me a signed shirt, and out of the goodness of his heart, Lasse Sorensen did a little message for Jack, a video message that I'm sure Jack now plays every day before he goes to sleep. He's that sort of bloke. He's that sort of character. Really nice on the pitch, off the pitch, and I'm surprised he didn't go to the Championship. But when you look at Huddersfield and what Michael Duff wants to do next year, Lasse Sorensen is going to be perfect.
I wouldn't say that here because Sue will be expecting a video message from Ethan next. She'll just get it in person.
Sue's had a holiday with Ethan. I don't think Sue needs anything else.
I know, yeah. Leyton Orient, like strong 5 players here, really. 4 or 5 signings. I really like Lewis Warrington as a good signing at League One level. Played at Fleetwood. 18 passes a game. His stats make well. Perfect Scott Brown player. Tap side to side. Can mobile on his feet. Good going forward. Box to box. Sean Clare, good signing as well. Charlie Kelman as well. Coming to the football.
Yeah, was it Wigan last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, they got rid of Piggy and they've got rid of Satori up there as well. And Sonny Perkins, who was at Oxford last year. So 4 smart signings. Richie Welling signed a new deal, still at the football club. Couldn't quite make the sportsman's dinner because he was off to Barnsley, according to someone. 2 out of 2, that Mark Bonner going to Rotherham. A year and a half later, he's managing Gillingham in League 2.
There you go. Sonny Perkins actually came through the Leyton Orient Academy, Ben, before he went to Leeds. So that's quite a nice story. But I like some of the business. I think Sean Clare, will become a decent acquisition. He was at Wigan last year, did pretty well. Zach Hemming on loan from Middlesbrough. If he's anything like Sol Bryn, then could potentially be a fairly decent keeper. But I do worry. I don't think Warrington is quite going to be as good a replacement as for El Mazzuni. I think that's going to be a bit of a stretch. So, I think Orient have still got a bit of work to do. They need to bring in another goal scorer for me. I don't think Perkins is going to score the goals, nor is Charlie Kelman. Obviously they've got Ollie O'Neill. They're going to keep a hold of him, but I still think there's a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, Evans has had numerous loan spells. I think he was at Morecambe for a while as well, at Blackpool.
Who's next?
He was at Everton, wasn't he, as well, for a long time as well. Lincoln City. Rob Street has come in to replace the prolific Joe Taylor. 6 goals in 60 appearances for that boy.
Don't say it like that. That makes him sound bad.
No,
I watched Rob Street yesterday.
Been in a struggling team with. Let me finish. Rob Street's been in a struggling team with Shrewsbury and Cheltenham, but works hard off the ball. And sometimes goal scorers and strikers, Roberto Firmino, for example, don't get the goals he might deserve and do the work off the pitch as well. For the likes of Alfie May, for the likes of an Aidan Keane, who didn't score till April and end up sending Fleetwood down. Thanks for that, Aidan, mate. Appreciate it. Right. Tom Hamer, good signing as well, and high praise from Dino Mamria. Conor McGrandle's returned to the football club for his 3rd spell. McKieran come from Morecambe. Good signing. Good signing. Now, went to Tribunal, small fee, obviously, as well. 7 goals, 1 assist in the Morecambe team last year as well. Great signing. Wickens is coming from Fulham. I'd probably rate Lincoln's business so far a 7 out of 10. I think the signings have been an 8 out of 10. Losing Lucas Jensen and losing Lasse Sorensen take him down to a 7.
Yeah.
However, what I will say, if the window's shut now, obviously they are a striker short. Say if they brought a striker in and that was it, I'd put them back to an 8 purely because they've kept Ethan Arahan, which is a massive. I don't think he goes anywhere this window. I think he's a Lincoln City player for at least another 6 months. I think he'll stay at the football club. I think if It's typical Lincoln signings, Derek, where they're a solid 7 out of 10. You can develop a bit of experience, but players that have know this level, bread and butter, a couple of young players in there as well. The average age of 23.4 that you've signed, Jake.
Young. But yeah, keeping a hold of Arahan is going to be crucial. I think he's, by some distance, the best number 6 in League One. Thank you, Jack.
What a guy! He's gifted 1 membership.
He told me.
I'll see who it's gone to. One of you have won a membership at home where you can watch exclusive videos once a week. There's 15 of them to go back. And Night at the Darts, behind the scenes at Wembley, ranking clubs are coming up as well. Alex, Mansfield Town FC. He's gifted a Mansfield fan.
What an idiot!
Well.
Why you done that?
What a guy! Top man. Thank you so much, Links.
Shall I talk you through some more signings?
Yeah,
keeping a right, best number 6 in the league for me, but by a considerable distance in terms of potential, in terms of ability. I think we've added a lot of midfield depth. You look at last. I don't care about what Wigan fans say about Derek. He's been class every time I've seen him.
Strong going forward.
Very strong, very athletic. What I do like is the fact that last year we had a shortage of midfielders. We've gone out and pretty much signed every single decent midfielder in the EFL by the looks of it. Tom Bayliss, I think, was good at Shrewsbury in his first season. Thank you, Will. He's been very good, actually. We enjoyed Tom Bayliss. He's a really good creative midfielder.
We were told that about Josh Fella, mate.
Yeah, but he played well yesterday. Tom Bayliss has gone for £2 million in his career. He's a fairly decent midfielder. JJ McKiernan as well. Dom Jeffries has come in from Gillingham. We're yet to see him, but excited. He's 22, come through at Brentford, so he's got calibre. We've also signed a few keepers. Obviously, losing Lucas Jensen was massive, but we brought in Jamie Parlington from Cheltenham, Zach Gcott from Blues, who's played England youth level, and George Wickens, who I think will be the number 1 from Fulham. And then, we brought in Rob Street. I think we've still got a bit of business to do. From what I can tell, a striker will be needed after Tyler Walker rolled his ankle in Spain, and also probably another wing back, which I know the club are sort of looking at to recruit from abroad. So a little bit of work to do for Lincoln. Impressed with the business, and I think we can be strong this year, Ben. I won't sort of give away where I think we're going to finish, but I think we'll be kicking around the same part of the table as where we were last year. The recruitment has signified to me that it's good enough. And if we can bring in a player like Matteo Joseph or a player like Joe Taylor, then we could well be troubling those top 6 spots again.
Matteo Joseph, a football manager hero for me on my Salford career mode.
Scored
25 goals, got me into the playoffs. My goalkeeper, Alex Cairns, gets injured. They have to play a 17-year-old, then get beat 8-1 on aggregate to not count in the playoffs. Great. Thanks for that. Mansfield Town, average age of coming in, 28. Average age of going out, 29.5. They brought in the likes of Fraser, Blake, Trafey, Backers. Lee Gregory has also come into the football club. Some good signings in there to add to what they've already got. Some players on new term deals. Nigel Clough has come in. Some good bit of business there, Jake.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
We've not done something for a while, have we, really?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I like one of the transfers out of the 4 they've made. And I'm not saying this because as a Mansfield of rivals. Keanu Bacchus, from what I can tell, is quite a coup for a team like Mansfield. Aussie international, really good player at St Mirren with Ethan. Got some really good reviews coming out of them. So I think he's going to be a really good signing in that midfield area because they needed to improve that. They've kept a hold of Keela Dunn so far. That's a big addition. Dechi Oshalaja, I worry about because he's a little bit hot-headed, and I think if he's relying to start a lot of games, I think he could easily get himself sent off, and they're sort of playing catch-up. Fraser Blake Tracy, I think he won the Player of the Year at Swindon the year before last, but not seeing a lot of him at this level. I know he went to Peterborough, didn't he? He was at Burton as well. Don't think he got a lot of game time for them. Lee Gregory is someone that you've seen score quite a lot of goals, Ben, from what I can remember your record of seeing Lee Gregory. He normally scores when you're in attendance, so you won't be coming to Lincoln Mansfield this season. He's a natural goal scorer, but again, age is a concern. Mansfield would bring, and Gab said this actually on his deep dive, and not to refer to it again, but he's getting a little bit concerned about the age, and if Clough is going for age and experience over youthfulness and potential assets for the future, which can worry you a little bit. So
short-term visionary, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Mansfield. Look, and I think Mansfield fans will take this. I think they'll either just about stay up or just about get relegated. I'm not too sure at the minute. But I think they've got a bit of work to do. That I still think they maybe need another striker. I think they've got, like I say, a little bit of work to do. But I'm worried about the age of that squad because old legs doesn't always work well.
Northampton have signed very well. The likes of Tom Eves, who was actually Rotherham's top goal scorer last year in the Championship. He did score 6, but he's still top goal scorer nonetheless. Callum Morton returns after spells at Fleetwood Town, spells at Salford City and Forest Green Rovers.
And
Lincoln City.
And Peterborough,
Cameron McGeehan also joins, tidy little player, used to play for Portsmouth as well and scored an important goal in their victory over Exeter to take them to the Papa John's final, which they end up losing a year later to Salford City in closed doors. James Wilson's also joined the football club. Very similar, Tom Eves, James Wilson have both come in physical up front. Tees Nav, the goalkeeper from Wimbledon's come in as well. Good little bit of business. Baldwin's also come in.
Played for Sunderland, didn't he?
Yeah, good signing. They've strengthened. They've lost Mark Leonard, who was on loan. But realistically, they're probably around about a 7 out of 10. It's whether they can be as consistent as they was last year, because John Brady did very well.
I am worried about Northampton Town, Ben. I won't lie. They've lost Mark Leonard, who they were never going to be able to afford, especially competing against Blues. They've lost Tyree Simpson's gone back to Huddersfield to be then sold with Louis Appere that are both gone to Stevenage. And I look at the recruitment. Tom Eves hasn't scored a boatload of goals since he was with Gillingham. James Wilson, again, a bit of an issue for the treatment table. Nicholas Sanev out of Wimbledon doesn't excite me. Baldwin as an aging centre-back. And then they've signed this young lad from Fulham I don't know a lot about. But Cameron McGeehan I like. He was good for Colchester last year. And he's done it at this level, hasn't he, with Luton and with Barnsley and Portsmouth. But, yeah, Northampton are one team, Ben, that I'm certainly getting a little bit concerned about.
Peterborough, the average age of their squad is 21.9 of the players brought in. Yeah. Debsy's come in and got injured for 3 or 4 months. Don't worry, they brought in Jack Sparks. Attacking.
How did you pronounce his name? Adebsi. Do you mean Rio Adebisi?
Adebisi, there we are. Chris Conn-Clark.
I'm surprised you got that one right, Ben. Well done, mate. Who's the lad that signed from Harrogate?
Chris Conn-Clark.
He's not from Harrogate.
Has come from Altrincham. He's got 23 goals last year. They've also signed Kean Hayes. They've signed some good players as well. They've signed Nevitt from Rochdale as well. What do you think about their business so far? Because obviously they've lost Ronnie Edwards. They've lost Harrison Burrows. They've lost Johnson Clark Harris. They've lost Josh Knight. They've lost big key players. They've got fees for. They were all expected, really. Harrison Burrows. Edwards, good fees. Knight didn't sign a new deal, went to Hanover. Clark Harris was always going. But they've signed young players for the future as well. I still think they're a few short, but D-Mac, smart enough and wise enough to be patient and get the players he wants. Kean Hayes, I'm very surprised they've gone for.
I think the Kean Hayes deal is a lot on how he performed at Rochdale and non-league because he was tearing up trees there.
I think the Irish connection as well.
Yeah, well, potentially. But Peterborough, they always lose the star. They always lose the star players, and they always replace them. Conn-Clark's the one that I'm excited about. I think he's going to be really, really handy there as well. Rio Adebisi. People doubt Peterborough, like Ian there, thinking they'll come. I think Peterborough for me are a shoo-in for the top 6, Ben, because they do it every year. Conn-Clark will come out to be another Mason Clark. Jack Sparks has literally probably been brought in, Ben, because he's mates with Archie Collins and Joel Randall. If you make Joel Randall happy,
Christy Pym, another one. They love signing players from Exeter, don't they?
Joel Randall's happy and is performing well. Peterborough will be up there again. There's a reason Bolton went after him.
Abraham last year, though.
He did, but I think he also silenced a lot of them with his performances. I thought he was excellent. Abraham Ado is an interesting option off the left, whether they can work with him and help his skill set. George Nevitt is, I'm absolutely sure, is just a Ronnie Edwards regen from Football Manager, who I think is going to be the next big thing. I like all the deals that they've made. Kean Hayes is probably the one that has a few question marks, but yeah, I like it. It all makes a lot of sense for me. As Gab Sutton says, it makes a lot of sense. So I'm enjoying it. I like Peterborough's business. I don't like Peterborough, but I like the business, Ben.
Reading haven't really strengthened, but
They haven't put anyone in, have they?
But
But
Lewis Wing, Smith, Savage, also
now.
the football. Smith still at the football club 2 weeks before the season, which is vital. The two really, Moller and Carson, they've lost. They're just keeping afloat. They need new ownership sorted as well. They're a great football club. And Ruben Sellers did an unbelievable job last year to get that group to a mid-table finish. And then they had point deductions. I think they had 2 or 3 different point deductions at times as well, which can be harder than what Wigan got, where they got an 8 straight away and they knew what they had. Reading didn't know what they're going to have day to day. So they did really well last year. Obviously, they're in need of a couple of additions to freshen things up, but they're still there.
Yeah, Reading. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because we're in the same situation as we were last year, Ben, regarding the takeover. We need to take it. Once the takeover goes through, then I think Reading will bring a flurry of players in. So, yeah, it's difficult to talk about really because they've not brought anybody in. But like you mentioned, keeping Wing, Smith, Nibs, Savage at the club with 2 weeks out from the season is good business. But you know, for all we know, there could be turns in the takeover story, and that could change. So it's a difficult one to comment on. But Rotherham are not difficult to comment on, Ben, are they?
Oh my lord. Mac Williams, 25. Kelly, 34. Powell's 27. Clark Harris at 29. Reece James and Cameron Dawson, both from Sheffield Wednesday. The two 30-year-old promotion winners in Rafferty and Raggett for England. MacDonald, 34. Been at Steve Evans, 4 clubs. Zach Jules at 27 years of age. Average age of brought in 27.3. And they're just a few of the players they brought in. Obviously, they've let a lot go because they had a small squad. You know, and then Steve Evans just came in with a couple of games, had a look at it, and brought, loads of new signs because it was made a big thing. Why has he gone with 2 games to go when he can still potentially get into the playoffs? Unlikely with Stevenage. Why not wait? Well, he's given himself a couple of weeks extra, and they've probably done their business earlier than a lot of others.
Yeah, some bits of business I like, some I don't. I think you could, if you looked at the recruitment without knowing who the manager is, you might well just say it's Paul Warren because he's bringing in experience.
Typical Rotherham, though, isn't it? In their DNA, experienced players.
It is, and I like some of them. I really like Sean Raggett for obvious connections. I think Joe Rafferty will slot in and do well. Jonathan Clark-Harris is a serial Golden Boot winner at this level. He's won it 2 out of the last 3 years that he's been involved in Sky Bet League One. I think Reece James, Cameron Dawson all got promotion experience as well. Liam Kelly, I think, will be a steady head in midfield. Whether he plays or not, I don't know. Zach Jules and McWilliams and Powell are the ones that I'm sort of less keen on. In fact, I don't know if you see, Ben, they've signed a lad from Stamford, Jack Holmes. Really intrigued to see how he goes. Obviously, Stamford not a million miles away from us. And Steve Evans lives in Stamford, so I wonder if he's like helping one of his neighbours out. I'll give you a pro deal or something. No disrespect to Jack, of course, but they've also signed a lad from Nuremberg. So from going from Stamford to Nuremberg in Germany, who are one of the most decorated teams in German history, it's quite bizarre. Joseph Humbo.
Can I just say you've just praised Burton for doing the exact same thing?
Yeah, of course they have. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's bizarre. It's just very. Stamford to Nuremberg is quite the jump.
What an upgrade!
Have you been to Stamford's a lovely place, man. They've got a lovely Ask Italian. If anyone in here has been to Stamford, let me know. It's
not quite the Lincoln Cathedral, is it?
But it's in the local vicinity. And they brought Detlef Esapa a song on loan from Nottingham Forest. I knew you'd leave that one out on purpose.
Mate, he's a disability. No, they've signed well. Steve Evans is no mug. He's experienced and
They'll be up there.
always kind
They'll
of.
be up there.
He's better when he first goes in. He can kind of run a bit stale at times. His football suits rather than DNA. Long, direct, balls to feet, balls out to the wide areas. Clark eyes into the box. Who at 29 still scored some important goals for Peterborough last year.
Sean Raggett will score 7 goals for Rotherham next year.
Again,
Sean Raggett will score between 7 and 10 goals for Rotherham next year.
I think that McDonald will get 4 or 5, and I think Powell will get over 12 assists. That's my little. Shrewsbury have got currently the smallest squad in the division, 18 players. They brought the likes of Toto Nsiala back to the football club. They brought in Toby Savin in goal, and I'm not going to make your joke again because that's awful. They've also brought in Hoole from Bristol Rovers as well. John Marquis. He's a good player if you work around him, but he can be a painful one when you're playing football to John Marquis. That's the issue. And he's had so many football clubs. You feel like a lifetime ago that you had him.
2022, we had him only 2 years ago.
I mean, he's at Bristol. He feels like he's such a Fleetwood player. Like that's what like you see these. Batshuayi's been at Everton, but he hasn't. That's what it feels like with John Marquis. Been at Fleetwood, but like he's not found a home really since 6, 7 years ago, really. But no,
Are you worried about Fleetwood? Are you worried about Shrewsbury, Ben?
I am worried. I must admit. I think they're very short. I think that last year, Biggins is a good signing in midfield, but League Two is a different ball game. They want to stay away from that. Biggins had a spell at Fleetwood in a poor team as well. I like Paul Hurst. He did a good job. Losing Udo as a player and as an option up there as well. I know they've signed a striker to replace, but in Lloyd, I don't think they're as strong as they ended last year.
No, George Lloyd is not a goal scorer. John Marquis since leaving Portsmouth, really, it hasn't become a natural goal scorer. I am intrigued by the young lads they've brought in, though. Joe Young.
A little stat for you. Jordan Rossiter is 27, has played 108 career games. And was, by the way, this summer he's been on trial at Stockport. And where was he? He was on trial at Chesterfield as well. Great player, but he'll get injured after 2 months, 3 months. And great tweet. Jordan Rossiter was out injured while a ginger fella ran the length of Africa. So when we had him under Barton, when we got into the players and the COVID season, he got injured on the 16th of November against Tranmere at home. We won the game 2-1, but he went down about 75 minutes. And at this stage, we were up there. He was the difference between us not getting top 2 and us finishing 4th, 5th, 6th in the playoffs.
Anyway, shall I continue about Shrewsbury's players that they've actually signed and not ones they got on trial? Joe Young, I quite like from Wolves. He was exceptional against Lincoln last year it was a pizza trophy then, but it's now the BSM trophy, isn't it? He was good for them. Tommy O'Reilly comes with glowing reviews from Aston Villa. Obviously, you've got a mate at Villa as well, haven't you? I'm sure he knows him. They've also signed Josh Coyote from Rotherham, who I think has done it at this level before for Rotherham. Harrison Biggins did okay for Doncaster, but didn't really warrant the step up. Luca Hall, surprised he got a League One move, to be honest. John Marquis, or as we call him, Planet of the Apes, because he looks like a bit of an ape with his hairline. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm worried about Shrewsbury. They've still got Shipley. Obviously, they've lost Morosi. He's not gone anywhere yet, from what I can tell. Obviously, they've lost Tom Bayliss, so a little bit of work to do for Paul Hurst, I think.
Yeah, absolutely so. Stevenage, the departures are 27.6, arrivals 23.6. Alex Ravel bringing a young feel. Freestone, I think, one of the pick of the bunch, 4 years at Cheltenham. Also signings of Dan Kemp, Tyrese Simpson, Apere as well. Phillips adding into that as well. Smart but shrewd business. They've still got Big Golreedy, who won't start the season due to injury. Still got Pajani as well. Big player for them. What do you think of them this year?
Yeah, good. I think it's a different approach to what they would have done under Evans, which I quite like. Freestone, I think, will be really good on that left side of a back 3 next to Pajani, or as a left back in a 4. Louis Apre is a striker that will run for days, and I think that might help unlock the best out of Big Goal Reedy, because all he'll have to do is focus about getting the goals rather than doing all the pressing and all the hustling. The press, obviously, the press is still there.
Still got Farley.
They've still got Matt Farley. I don't think they're ever going to be able to shift Matt Farley, mate, to be honest. As much as they might try. Yeah,
he's definitely sat at home on his sofa when he's watching this back and going, "These boys, I love him, I love him."
I'll tell you what he'll be doing. He'll be recording it and he'll send me a video on WhatsApp and go, "I love you two. I absolutely love you two."
I'll send him the link and go to 1 hour, 9 minutes.
Tyree Simpson adds a different dimension up there. He's a big brute, did really well for Swindon and for Northampton last year, actually. But Dan Kemp is the big one, really, isn't he? Really good creative midfielder. Hit it off with Swindon last year with Jake Young. I think he could prove to be good. Obviously, played for Stevenage before. But the only one signing that I haven't mentioned there, Dan Phillips, from St Johnstone. I don't know if you saw the goal that he scored against Coventry, or was it Watford? He's a unit. His biceps have got biceps. I think he's going to be a really big enforcer. However,
in the gym, mate, all summer, nothing on me.
However, I think they could. I don't think he's quite going to live up to what Finley Burns did last year, because Finley Burns was exceptional in that holding midfield role. So, good work from Stevenage. Like I've mentioned with a couple, they still need a few bits to do. Maybe a left back, potentially some more options, a different sort of striker, and I think they could have another successful year.
Stockport County, now a club that I've watched rise and a great club. So welcome to Stockport County. Now, similar to Stevenage, their departures 25.6, arrivals 21.6. Bate has come in. Callum Connolly for a bit of experience. I think he's injured, though, Callum Connolly, to start the season. Hughes has come in, a bit of experience. Fevier as well, coming from Colchester. 4 goals and 4 assists last year in a struggling side. Mellon is a great signing. 13 goals in 22 last year, which included a hat-trick against AFC Wimbledon and a brace in their 5-0 win at the Keepmoat last season as well. Adai from Crawley, a good experience, a good massive goalkeeper, young goalkeeper as well, and a good experience last year as well, coming from a winning culture as well. Shine bright like a diamond, Jack Diamond. One for Canal there for you. They've signed really well. What they have had to do this summer, and Wrexham have experienced and will experience it as they move on, maybe next year as well. They've had to get rid of the players that have got them where they are from the National League to now. And these players, when you sign them in the National League, you know they are top end at the time, probably top end League 2, could do a job mid-table League 1. They get 2 or 3 years older, then maybe could keep you up from the camaraderie they've built up. But Stockport County don't want to do that. I think Stockport County will be a championship football club in the next 3 to 4 years. I really do. And they should be looking at what Bolton have done, finishing wherever you can this year in the top 12, cement your plays, win games of football, play entertaining football, then try and look. Let's have a go of the playoffs, and then let's try and go up a 3-year plan. And this is a club that in the last 3 years have got 2 promotions and lost in the final to Carlisle on penalties. Dave Challoner is their biggest asset. I think they've kept him, which is unbelievable. They've had to let the likes of Crowsdale, Bryan, Paddy Madden all leave the football club, Sarswich leave the football club, but they've all gone to Chesterfield, they've all gone to Bradford, they've gone to Port Vale, who are in League 2 trying to get up as well. So, and they've signed and wanting to get up. So that's full compliments of what players they are, but what players Stockport had on the books. The players they brought in are at a certain level, the fit, the firing, and I'm really excited to see Stockport County at this level because their fans are immense. And if you're going to Edgeley Park, you're going to have a right good go. Welcome to League 1.
Yeah, also looking forward to it. Us and Stockport got a bit of an affiliation after we both went down together out of the Football League in 10-11.
Is that the shirt I had?
Yeah, that is the shirt you had.
Yeah.
They finished bottom. Obviously, they took a little bit of time to come back up.
I got abuse for that, I got abuse for wearing that. Always taking the mick. I went, it's what he gave
what I got.
me.
Yeah, that's what I gave. Anyway, I like Stockport. I really like Stockport. I think they've brought in some good experience and a blend of youth as well. You're looking at Fiorini, who's got experience at this level. Yeah. Connolly, Jack Diamond, Sam Hughes. Jay Mingy as well, all got experience at this level. I think they're going to help these young lads that they've brought in, the likes of Lewis Bate, who I've just seen John's come in the chat from MK Dons. Exceptional for MK Dons towards the back end of last year. Someone I was hoping Lincoln were going to pick up with his links to Skabala, but unfortunately not. I think the likes of Jaden Fevrier, we saw him at Colchester, Mansfield, exceptional player. They're giving him the number 10 shirt. A lot of trust put in him. Corey Adai, you mentioned you're a big fan of him. They've also, was it this weekend, signed Teo Adaramola from Crystal Palace, who had a lot of League One interest. And also, obviously, Michael Mellon from Burnley, who tore it up for Morecambe previously. So I like what they've done. I like the fact they've brought in some League One players. Fiorini, like I say, Jack Diamond did excel at this level. He did really well for Lincoln. Fiorini has done well at this level previously for Lincoln. Also, he was in at Charlton, but didn't particularly stick it. But Sam Hughes, probably one of Burton's better centre-backs, obviously alongside the great Tom Hamer of the last 3 years. So I really like Stockport. I'm going to go big on Stockport this year. I really think they're going to finish above Wrexham, in my opinion. And I'm really excited to see what Dave Challoner is going to get him doing, for sure.
Do you know like they talk about like players getting fit in pre-season again? Well, I think never mind them. I've got to get fit to do these hour and a half shows. I'm cramping up and I've only been here 75 minutes. Well, some of us are quite small, Jake. You know, and got lanky legs. Wigan. Will
What a surprise! What a surprise! Ben likes Wigan. Let me show my window.
You coming from Exeter, was captain of the football club. Where's he going?
Come on.
Will Aimson has come in from Exeter, was captain last year and had mixed reviews at times. There he is, he's back.
I'm back now.
Had mixed reviews at times and did better as the season went on. And it's hard when you're captain, a lot of pressure on you. And if you're not ready, you're not ready. You either have good captains or not up to it. And we can't.
Or Josh Vella.
Yeah, Vella to Wiradoo. For the year, please skip. Rankin has come in, which is a good signing. They've already made I think they made 4 loan signings as well, which is huge.
One of them broke his leg.
Say again.
One of them's already broke his leg.
Oof, great.
That's a good one for you, Ben, because you can't pronounce his name because we've been through this before.
Ola Kibwe.
Ola Kigby, yeah.
Ola Kibwe, yeah. Thomas has come in, Hugo's come in, and Sibic as well from Hearts as well. Good signing as well.
Yep.
They've also signed the biggest of the lot, Andy Lonergan, at 40 years of age. The average age is 23.3, but you take Andy Lonergan off and you're probably at about 20.
Yeah, obviously, I think a lot, and I will talk about the incomings at Wigan. I think a lot of it, it could be shadowed if Charlie Hughes leaves. I know they're going to get a big fee for him if he does go, because that would be a monumental loss, wouldn't it, if they lose him? But, you know, reportedly £7 million to Hull, it seems like a great deal. And it allows them to go in and bring these players. Tyrese Francois is someone that's won the Young Player of the Year academy in the academy at Fulham, also won by the likes of Jay Stansfield, won by Ryan Sessegnon, who's just gone back into their first team as well. Dion Rankin, I think, was raw at Exeter last year. I don't think we saw the best of him. He was playing as a wing back. I don't think that's his best position. I think he'd be better on the right of a front three. Whether Sean Maloney is going to change shape and adapt to him, I don't know. But I do like the options. Calvin Ramsey didn't get a lot of football at Bolton last year. Joe Hugel scored a really good goal for Man United in pre-season a couple of days ago. And then there's Silko Thomas. I mean, I've got friends that work at the academy in Leicester and have mates whose lads are in the academy there. And he's got really good reviews again. Yeah, I know. I've got football friends, Ben. Yeah, really intrigued to see Wigan if they can keep Hughes, which it looks a bit less likely that they can. I think it'd be an excellent window, and they can also keep Sam Tickle, because if Sam Tickle can learn from Andy Lonergan, then that becomes a very good signing, doesn't it?
And maybe open the door to an Everton or a Liverpool as well for him as well. Wrexham, Burton's come in. Okonkwo has joined the football club again. Dobson, 140 at what?
You got it right. Well done,
140 appearances at Charlton, 90 at Walsall as well. and just under 50 at Sunderland, experienced player. What you will get with Dobson is box to box, tidy in possession, good on the half turn, can score a goal, scored a vital goal against Northampton to keep Walsall up a few years ago as well, and was probably Charlton's best player last year. Now for me, scored 23. Revan has come in, Brunt has come in. The average age 22 coming in, average age 27 and a half going out. So they've revened it up a bit. I'm still thinking they're maybe 3 or 4 away, but they've still got some exceptionally good players like Elliot Lee, Paul Mullen. Obviously down there, they love. He's a god down there as well. They've got a steady squad.
Yeah, and I think, like you mentioned, Wrexham are going to have to start getting rid of some of their heroes that have done the back-to-back promotions. Okonkwo, fantastic. Callum Burton, I think, is a backup keeper, is a solid choice. Stepped in for Argyle in that title-winning season, didn't he, when Cooper got injured away at Sheffield
very
Wednesday. Well. Deputised pretty well. Lewis Brunt did exceptionally well for Mansfield last season in League Two. Probably one of the standout centre-backs there. And then Sebastian Ravan, who was on loan at Rotherham back end of last year. And I think he was pretty decent. So intrigued to see how they get on there. But I think Wrexham will splash some more cash. However, I think the last 2 signings that I mentioned there, Brunt and Ravan, are showing them why Wrexham could be dangerous at this level, because they're bringing in young players who they can develop and sell on for big fees in the future. So if Wrexham can get that right, then I think it almost might be curtains for most teams except Birmingham. So, yeah, look, again, like I mentioned pretty much with every team, a little bit of work to do. You'd imagine Wrexham will go out and spend big, but no Paul Mullin to start the season. It looks like Jack Marriott might get the call up to start the season.
Not a bad replacement, is it?
He's not a bad replacement, but whether he's going to score the goals, I don't know. So
he struggles. Not scored a league goal yet, I don't think. Or he might have got one.
He scored one towards the back end of last year.
Yeah, in that 5-0 win, I'm guessing. And he scored against Chelsea the other day, to be fair. Wycombe, Dan Udo's come in. Atkinson's come in. Hartridge has come in. Good signings. What do you think of Wycombe?
Yeah, I think Wycombe are okay. Tariq Backinson, I'm not enamoured about, but Dan Udo, great centre forward, did really well at Shrewsbury. Did you see the goal that he scored away at Anfield for Shrewsbury?
Yeah, I've seen it about 35,000 times.
And he hit the Sue. Alex Hartridge, dependable. Dan Harvey, they've spent a fee on him from MK Dons. I don't know why they did that, if I'm honest, because I didn't really. He's been good at this level before, but not for a couple of years now. Nathan Bishop seemed like a saga that Wycombe fans were never thought they were ever going to get over the line, but he's come in this summer. So, look, Wycombe are owned by this Kazakhstan Georgian fella, aren't they? That's got a load of money. Whether we're going to start to see an influx of Kazakhstani and Georgian players into the EFL, I don't have a clue. We might see Borat end up playing up at right back for them. That could be interesting, couldn't it? So, yeah, I think Matt Bloomfield could be cooking something slightly good. However, I think Wycombe will be middle of the pack, to be honest, Ben. I can't see them challenging those in the top 6.
We've done it. 24 teams done in depth.
Oh, thank God.
Well done. The notes can go. It's showtime. Last 7 minutes is yours. Get your League One questions in down below. We'll have a chat about maybe what we've done in that this summer and have a little bit of a end of the show chat as well. But before you do, please subscribe down below if you haven't already. We're desperate to hit 15,000 subscribers. We're currently at 53 likes. If you could drop me a little like if you haven't below, just literally on your screen, you could probably be able to see a like button down there as well. Hit that like. Hit subscribe. It means more to me than you will know. Get those questions in for the last 7 minutes of the show. What have you done this summer, Jake? Anything nice?
Work. I played a bit of cricket. I've
played football with me.
I've played football against you and absolutely tore you apart.
And what a goal from me there, the last goal. Just saying.
Yeah, but we beat you, mate. So
you didn't. We beat you.
Well, because we were about 20 in front. Anyway, I've had a good summer, mate. It's been nice, hasn't it, to relax, have the Euros, watch England. I was pretty stressed out by that, but I can't wait to get to Burton in 2 weeks. Don't know how about you? You looking forward to playing the Dirty Scum on opening day?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing Liam. Obviously, I spent a week at the darts. Obviously, had a couple of days with a couple of Grimsby fans who came up for it. Enjoyed the darts. Was there for the full week at the match play. Watched Madness. Watched Cortinas. Watched Liam Gallagher in Manchester.
Oh, sorry, Sue. I went to Spain. I completely forgot, didn't I?
Yeah.
I went to Spain on pre-season with the players.
Yeah.
Staying in the same hotel. It was decent.
Been in the gym a lot, so it's been nice because you kind of during the season when you got these live shows, you do get very intense. And this year, it really got to me towards the end of last year, getting relegated. And it's like you put your heart and soul in it, and especially when we're going to the end of May, and I'm like, I took kind of 6 weeks off this time, probably too long, as me lights switching off. Put 50p in that meter. It was nice to have a bit of time off, but good to be back as well. I am making a fancy team. I've still
made yours yet?
What? I'm thinking about doing it as a video, but I might not. See how I feel.
Do you want me to tell you my fantasy team?
Go on, read it out.
Wait there. It's loading. Oh, it's loaded. So I've got. You'll see this. I've got a bit of an ex-Lincoln compact in my team. So I've got Lucas Jensen in goal.
Right.
I've got Dara O'Shea and Sean Raggett at the back.
Right. You playing 3 back?
No, 2.
Right.
Dara O'Shea and Raggett.
Right.
Sean Raggett. You know who Dara O'Shea is, don't you?
Oh, yeah. West Brom.
Midfield, Burnley.
Yeah, but West Brom.
Yeah, ex-West Brom. I've got in midfield, I've got the best number 6 in League One, Ethan Arahan. Next to Callum O'Hare.
Right.
And up front, I've got the most picked man in all of Fantasy League, Alfie May, up front.
Right.
With an ex-Fleetwood centre forward that plays for Chesterfield.
Paddy Madden.
Not
bad. I need to look at it, to be fair. But no, Brendan Wildy will still be a Fleetwood player, I believe. I think there's less pressure on us to sell. You've sold Promise for 500, Keane for 6-figure fee. You sold Stockley, got him off the wage budget, even if it wasn't a fee. You potentially get rid of Melis Asamoah. Keane Hayes has left the football club. You sold Marriott in the summer, in January. You sold Josh Bell in January. You sold Josh Earl in January. I think we don't need the money. And I think an 850 for a minimum because he's captain of the football club. He's got 2 years left on his deal. Relatively happy. And there's been no concrete rumours. So, yeah. We are going to do, and Jay, we're doing one for T-Lop.
It's not T-Lop anymore, Ben.
You're T-Flop, if you like.
Come on, then.
Can you make 2 teams?
No.
So, all right, then.
We'll to make a league for you.
We agree, right? 2 years ago, we had a forfeit on this channel. Me and you will have it as well. Obviously, we'll have their own forfeit in there.
Want me to make a CODS Vlogs EFL Fantasy League?
We'll do that. But tell you what, we'll do that near the time and we'll get a viewers one as well because that's what we want.
Okay.
But we'll have one, me versus you, right? And the viewers can help out. The loser has to do something.
Oh, God.
So let us know down below. I don't want it to be boring.
Nothing silly.
Not like 50 quid or shirt swap. Something fun. But
not like a piercing. Or
not like expensive or painful. Not like a day out of jail.
I'll get a tattoo.
Not a chance. No, not a chance. Tattoo. No, not a chance.
I'll get a tattoo. Absolutely.
Yeah. Shut up, Kershaw. Shut up. Go back to doing your analysis where you bought
Is that JK Analysis 7?
Yeah, it is. The
nice
one and only. He signed a contract extension last season. It did. I believe what it had in it was if a bid came in over £800,000, the club would talk to him about it. Basically, that was it. There you are. Jake has to wear Mansfield or Grimsby shirt if he loses on stream. I'm not doing that. I've done that.
There's already a really good picture of Ben in a Blackpool shirt. You can find it yourselves.
Great. Brilliant. Don't I look dapper? Head shave for charity.
No.
Jake has to shave his beard off again. Say what? We have to shave our beards off. That is
you haven't got one.
Yeah.
I noticed it in your video the other day that you're trying to go a bit of a tash. I was like, it's not really working.
I need to get
Ollie.
rid of it. It's scruffy, innit? It's scruffy. But yeah. But anyway, that is the end of today's stream. I hope you have enjoyed it. Go over and follow Jake_Tong98 over on twitter.com or X, as it's formerly known as now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please give me a like. Please subscribe. It means more to me than you'll ever know. We'll be back Monday night, tomorrow, this time in 22 and a half hours for League Two. I'll do it all over again with my old mate Josh, Jake.
Pardon?
Jake, thanks for joining me.
Why would you downgrade and go with Wardy? Come on now.
Come on.
Come on now.
JK analysis.
JK analysis. I don't know why you get him on. He's not a League One fan either.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers, folks.
Thanks for watching. We've been that League One again. We're back better than ever before.
Look at him. He's sad.
Thanks for watching, guys. Give us a like, give us a subscription, turn notifications on. See you tomorrow for League Two Live. Been a blast.
Get used to it. League Two Live.
Shut up. At least we get into a League One game soon, Jake.
You will, mate, yeah.
Yep. Promotion chasers. I'm not sure about that.
The winning machine you're coming to see.
The winning machine. Yeah. Yeah. That went well, didn't it? Ended up crying and shout at the players.
I blew a kiss to little Reese, didn't I?
You did. All the best, guys. Night.
Night. Oh, we have to go.